Greetings, viewers at home, and welcome on another exciting show of the Petros Khoza Show, the only show in the world that brings you legends, people who are doing the very best of their own, people who are speaking through imisebenzi yabo. Buka namhlanje ngilethela ubani Zwelibanzi Sibiya uSotobe. Ungacedelela wena ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi uzazi kabanzi. Mfowethu kunjani?
Mfowethu ngiyaphila mfowethu.
Asachawulani kule nsuku mfowethu. Umongameli uthe senze into nje.
Hayi kunjalo.
Mfowethu, it's good to see you. Yeah, can you please introduce yourself to the viewers at home? Bakwazi ukuthi still nobani.
Yeah, Zwelibanzi wakwaSibiya Ntunja.
Yeah.
Zwelibanzi is a manager at the Springs Theatre.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I run the Springs Civic Theatre.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm also an artist as well. So yeah.
So tell me, namhlanje people know you as Mr. Sibiya. They Mr. Sibiya. People know you as a manager at Springs Theatre. People know you as the author of Mkabayiga Jama. People know you ngama titles. But tell me, ngicela ungitshele ngalo mfana uZweli. Ubani uZweli as a boy? Ukhulelephi kwenzakalani?
Zwelibanzi was born Katlehong.
Okay.
Long time ago. I can't tell you when.
Long time ago. Yeah. No one who carry Katlehong.
So I was born in Katlehong. Ngahlala eKatlehong. Ngaqala ukungena isikole eKhanyiso Primary School. It was a Khoza school. It's still a Khoza primary school. Yeah. And then was ukuthi ngama 1980s, 1986. During the state of emergency in the country, we had to move to Ntunja. My parents are originally from Ntunja.
Alright.
So I told us sengiyohlala Ntunja, sengifunda Ntunja.
Yeah.
And the higher primary I should at Black River Primary School in Ntunja.
Okay.
And then up until ngaya ku high school, school Zweli high, lapho ngithi khona kwa-develop this love ye-art.
So, I'll show you, what kind of a child were you at home? Were you umntana ohluphayo, olalelayo, omild? But-ke ngokubona kwami ubukeka ngathi nje ubukade umpi yakhe.
Mina ngangilo umuntu lo ukuthi ustowed webukhona.
Yeah.
And because mina when I grew up benginemini of 6. So I remember mangikhula mawufika esikoleni yabona ukuthi uthisha ofikayo, the first teacher nje ongakwazi yabo.
Sure.
Maqala kubona ukuthi this boy unemini of 6.
Yeah.
And esikoleni bengihlakaniphile mina bazokutshela ngayo ngafunda nabo.
Alright.
Ngaleso sikhathi sasiyama standard.
Sure.
Bengiphuma position 1 all the time.
Alright. Anyway, libone mini 6 na.
So manje bekuba ngazathi le mini 6 iye nginikeza this advantage yabo. I remember this teacher after she discovered that I had 6 fingers.
Sure.
She was so shocked. And then she jotted on a piece of paper and then gave it to me and then asked me to take it to another teacher on another class.
Sure.
Okay. And then I went there, gave this note to this teacher. This teacher opened the note and then she looked at it. Immediately after reading what was on the note, she said to me, "Can I see your fingers? Can I see your hands?" I'm like, "Jeez, okay." So from there, then I realized that the teacher, had written that, "Hey, look at those hands. That boy has got like 6 fingers." But growing up in the 80s was very hard. It was very hard. You had to be tough. You had to fight for, everything. You know what I'm saying? We were under a system that was very, very highly oppressive.
Sure. Yeah, so tell me, I'm sorry about the issue. No. I can imagine it was very humiliating then.
Yeah.
Especially most of them, being different or something.
And being bullied. But also, on another hand, it also prepared me to be able to deal with bullying.
Sure.
Because at that age, kids are mean. Children can be mean.
You see, when I speak about bullying, I was bullied for looking different from everyone. The curly hair, the blue. Most people know me because I grew up so too. Yeah, but then again, the love you know, for the arts. But before speaking lab, you know, because of your experience, I think you can speak better to someone who's living with a challenge at home. You know, I have few of my siblings, they don't speak properly and they can't hear properly. And I've seen how that brought, you know, challenges. Ekhaya wonke umntwana ogangile ekuhlaleni mekumele bashawe, they should point to us ekhaya. And because of akakwazi ukukhuluma, can you just look at the camera and ngicela ukhuthaze nje umzali onomntwana mhlambe ophila with a disability right now?
Engingakusho ukuthi umntwana uyisipho sikaNkulunkulu. So encourage umntwana ukuthi angafeeling ngazathi yena mhlawumbe different or noma mhlawumbe ngoba kunezinto anazo ama capabilities anawo. Abanye abantwana laba esithi bona the able body thola ukuthi abanawo. Yabo ngoba nakimi i-situation yayifana nalokho. Futhi in addition mina I'm dyslexic. So which means then I see where it's coming from this side. So which was a disadvantage and an advantage at the same time. So at times a disadvantage or a disability, so to speak, can be an ability.
Oh yes. Yeah. Wow, powerful. I hope you are inspired. Kukhuluma umuntu odlule esimeni, umuntu oyaziyo lento. Not umuntu oyifundile wazifundisa. So tell me about your love for art. When did you meet the arts, you know, and felt that you were called for this?
I think the love for the art for me, it started at a very, very early age. About grade 1, grade 2, about first years.
Yes.
And at that time, we used to have at school recitations.
All right.
Whereby you would say this, so so those things kind of like you wanted to tell a story, and you wanted to put this picture onto other kids ababukela ukuthi ngathi wena lo Nomathemba umeka abonakala ngathi uyamazi yabona. So the love of art kimi yaqala ngaleso sikhathi leso. What I can say, the seed was planted there. And then with a television, Abom Shefan, you know, and also with Kumbula, when I was at Sekumbuzweni High, there was a group that came in to do a play at our school, Sasibi's Sketch. I think at that age I was doing standard 6. Form 1. So and then after that, then I got interested in the arts. So at that age, I remember we had a 3-man show that we did with my friends Wakonu Siponfebo and Novo Silimande. There was 3 of us. It was called The State of Emergence, which was a play about this child who was shot during the state of emergency. There was at that time there was what we called protest theater. So you know, I'm a product of that theater. I influence Abo Gibson Ken, and I think I think only influence because ungema theater yakhe futhi iqhamuka on the side yobuZulu as well. So which at that stage for me appealed because bengithanda kakhulu futhi nomculo wesizulu amahubo nayo yonke lento.
So from when you met you know, or when you felt in love with the arts, tell me about your first performance. The first performance ungakazi ukuthi le yini. How was it on stage?
It was exciting. It was in that play that I was telling you about, the state of emergency. And you know, to have that command of people looking at you and watching you, it was something very fulfilling. I think that's what captured me, and also to be able to display your emotions and people, to be able to send your emotions to other people to interpret. I think for me it was the greatest thing that I had ever done, because after the show, and then people were like, wow, we thought you were dead, we thought you know what I'm saying, oh did it hurt, and all, like, you know what I'm saying, you know. So for me, that was that moment.
So mhlawumbe your first payment, how much was it?
My first payment was when I was a praise poet, because when I came to Johannesburg, I went to Petros College of Education to study as a teacher.
Sure.
And when I was there, because when I was in Natal, I was a praise poet in Mbongi.
Sure.
So I was called at Vets to do praise poetry there at Vets. I was paid 250 rands.
Baba.
Yes.
Yo.
It was in 1996. 250 rands.
That was too much.
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
It was a lot.
Yo. Hey muso nawacala kahle. Lalela mfethu, angazi ukuthi wena uhamba apho udlulaphi manje, but ngikutshele, everything begins somewhere. You know, the baobab tree was once a seed. You know, everything you see, an elephant, it was once a sperm. Umuntu lo uyazi ukuthi ubuyaphi. So yonke into icala kancane, then iyakhula. Mhlawumbe nawo nephupho, there's something you're working on. Let me tell you. Sit down, nihleli nosodobe la, you know, uyasifundisa, uyasibonisa, uyasiluleka. So fast forward, and you grew into the arts and all of that. When you discover that you want to follow the arts full time, you know, because you said you went to study for, you know, teaching, and now you chose the arts over teaching. What were the challenges you went through, like, with the conflict of interest?
Oh, a lot. Firstly, you know, in the 1990s, to have a job, a job that had a qualification like being a teacher, it was something that was revered. So a year just before our graduation, because I went into teaching with my heart in the arts. Okay. So when I went to teaching, I majored in art. Okay. Because I wanted to go and study solely art, and teaching was my second love.
Sure.
But I couldn't because of the finances.
Sure.
But you know, God being on my side and my ancestors being on my side. Sure. When I was doing my second year, I got a scholarship to study art, dramatic art at Vets. And the challenge I was facing, coming from my family, was that, you know, they were expecting me to graduate as a teacher and start teaching.
Sure.
I graduated as a teacher and then went to school and do first year at Vets Drama School. And they couldn't understand it. So for me, the challenge was that, you know, having to choose. And, you know, after 3 years that I had spent at Petros College of Education, I had to start at first year and study for the next 4 years to study dramatic arts at the Vets Drama School. And I did my honors there in dramatic arts. But when I was done, I was happy because that was something that I wanted to do. And then I ended up lecturing there as a tutor as well, and lecturing at NEMISA as well. Because what it meant for me was that the skill of teaching that I had learned at Petros College of Education meant that I could then teach anything that I had learned or anything that I know. So the advantage for me was that,
for sure. So kahle kahle konke kusebenzela umlungu.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. It was not a waste of time.
Yeah. And now you are an artist. You know, one of umsebenzi wakhe waziyo uMkabayi kaJama. Yeah, and to me was when I met you at a distance at Ruhlatshwayo. Always makuzobana something eroom bekulandwa ama-lights Springs. Yabo kufonela Zwelibanzi. I remember one time
supporting
makuzobana ama-Soul Brothers. We had to come kuzoboleka ama-light and all of that. So you wrote the play uMkabayi kaJama, and personally I felt lo muntu obhayile incwadi hlakaniphile kahle kahle usinikeza uShaka Zulu in a different perspective, you know, because a lot of people have written about uShaka direct, you know. So tell me, what was injongo yakho ngalo mdlalo? What was happening? Why you chose to write uMkabayi kaJama?
uMkabayi kaJama, the reason why I wrote uMkabayi kaJama was also on the basis of the fact that the way in which the Zulu culture is perceived.
Sure.
It is perceived in a wrong manner, so to speak.
Right.
We are portrayed to be chauvinistic, to be a male-centered society.
Sure.
Of which that's not what we are and who we are. So what I wanted to point out was that before the arrival of white people in South Africa, women had a place and a role to play in the society, in our black society. So a woman like uMkabayi kaJama, who was actually the bearer of the Zulu kingdom. She nurtured the Zulu kingdom. Uye wasilethela ushaka, uye wasilethela usenza ngakhona ngoba uzokuthiwa senza ngakhona. It was because uMkabayi kaJama wathi lapho uyise engathola abafana wahamba wayothola intombi kwaSibiya egama layo lingumthaniya. Wayiletha yagana uyise, yayisithola umfana owathi uyise mayisetholekele wathi uyise bantu abami nenze ngakhona ukuyongifunela le ntombi. Wasekuthiwa igama layo leyo ngane usenza ngakhona. So istory sikaMkabayi si portraya indima edlalwa abantu besifazane ekwakheni ngoba isiZulu silokhu simile sisho njalo sithi umuntu wesifazane uyawakha umuzi. Umuntu wesifazane uma ezogana wakhe umsebenzi wokuthi akhe umuzi, thina amadoda ukuthi sivikele abantu besifazane njengeimbali zethu yabona. Kodwa ibona abazosithatha bathathe lo lukhondo lesinalo balidlulisele esizukulwaneni esilandelayo.
Beautiful. You know what? I know what. It's a full house. Lalela, it's a full house. Mfowethu Sotobe. Uyayizwa le ndaba. You know, this is me, ne? Thina udlame eAfrika ezabantu besilisa over abantu besifazane asinalo. Lento siyazi afika nabo bani. Gender-based violence was never our thing. You know, even biblically, you know, before yonke lento ekhulunywa ngayo namhlanje ekhona ibe khona. Queen Candice was reading the Bible in Ethiopia. She was the treasure. You know, imagine if we could trust a woman ngama finances wezwe. Imagine what they meant to us and how we treated them. So lento gender-based violence akusiyona into yethu. Asiyazi zengobani masihlukane nayo futhi ngoba isidonsela amanzi ngomsela. Thank you so much for such information, and hopefully this information will reach the world and people will enjoy this, you know. And I love the fact that you say people, they look as the Zulu nation as if I'm a chauvinist, you know. It is perceived like that. Then again, the play Umkabayi kaJama went abroad. And how did they receive the play?
It actually went to the State Theatre and the Windy Brow Theatre.
Sure.
It was a breath of fresh air, where the story was not about this Zulu king, but it was about a queen who was molding the Zulu nation, because Umkabayi molded the Zulu nation. If you take out Umkabayi, you don't have Shaka, you don't have Senza Makona, you don't have the Zulu nation itself, because the sun was setting on the Zulu kingdom. So Umkabayi became the light that brought about life in the Zulu kingdom. So the story became universal, because even when we took it to Pretoria, where there is less Zulu people, but it interested people because it was a story of humanity, not just a story about a Zulu princess or whatsoever, but it was a story that says, it's a story that is giving hope to a young girl out there who's like, okay, so it means then if Umkabayi could do this, then I can. You know what I'm saying? So it was giving hope.
I love that. And again, yazi ukuthi sabantu nya sonke sinama weakness, sinama strength wethu, and kunomuntu manje ekhaya who's willing to be you. I remember one time I attended a writers workshop hosted by you, facilitated by Jerry Bowe, Springs Theatre. There's people who are looking up to you at a distance on Abazin. There's people who are looking up to you directly. What can you say to that person right now who's willing to become you, who's willing to be more than you, but pila ku fear, or une fear of the unknown? What if? What can you say to that person?
What I can say to that person is that as people, we tend to imprison ourselves.
Sure.
And we tend to censor ourselves more than anybody else. We tend to doubt ourselves. And we tend to measure ourselves with other people's perimeters. So what I can tell you is that if you feel like there's something that you can offer to the world, don't be shy. Because that person who's saying you cannot do 1, 2, 3, you must be careful and look at them, have a closer look at them, because they are not doing 1, 2, 3. That is why they are saying you can't do 1, 2, 3. They think you are their reflection. So be yourself. That's what I can say to people.
Lalela, it's a full house. Be yourself. Lalela, Puma, Lapo, Gule, Jele, Ogulo. engqondweni yakho, because a lot of us, we have imprisoned ourselves. Phuma kule jele okulo, phuma right now. May the good Lord touch you, and may you be delivered, you know. May you come out of fears. May you come out from that room. Go get what God has called you for, irrespective of the situation. You are not what you're going through, but you are who God has designed you to be. So Mdana Sekai, with these words, be delivered. So to see tell me about your current project that you're working on.
At the moment, I'm working on an EP album with Ntunja, who is an artist that I discovered about 11 years ago. She was part of Umkabayi Jama, by the way.
What's up?
And she approached me, and then she said, because there were songs that we were singing Umkabayi.
Sure.
And then she said to me, sort of, what if we put together these songs and then see, you know, and offer them to the world out there, because I think there is a need out there for this kind of music. So we came together and then we started recording. We had fun, but it started as a project that I wanted to use as a soundtrack for my a documentary film, because I just did a documentary film called Reconciliation Bridge, which is about my relationship with a white guy named Richard, who is my friend, which is a rare occurrence, especially for people our age, because we were born in the same year now, and we you know, we are friends.
Sure.
It's not something that people are used to.
Sure.
So we were doing a soundtrack for that, and then the soundtrack developed into something else. So now we have a song that is dropping on the 26th of July, which is called Uyasabeka Wezulu, which celebrates the might of the Zulus. It celebrates who we are. It celebrates abantu abamnyama, Africans. It brings back that self-esteem that for years we've been told you are nothing, you are worthless, you are the shadow of what you are. But this, it says, we are Sabeka Wezulu. You know what I'm saying? You are somebody.
You know what? Before, you know, I would love to introduce Ntunja to come join us. Singakhulumi ngaye engekho ngoba sibe simhleba and nina ngoba niyamthanda nizomtshela. Few weeks ago, I was talking to friends and they told me that kahle uma ngathi uyayibuka lento amaZulu iwona Israel wangempela. No, we were just talking because of seeing of how things were happened lately, because of, you know, izehlakalo ezenzekile. But you know, we agreed to each other ngoba anyway bengisemotweni yakhe yabona bengizothini ajabona kahle wona Khoza amaZulu lawo ngiyasola iwona Israel wangempela, you know. Yeah, join us ungayindawo siyabuya Ntunja. Oh yes, ngithe kuwe ungayindawo lalela ngiphethe isikhukhukazi uNtunja, umama kaMkabayi waba 2000. Uthini wena? Ngiyaphila kahle mfethu. Yo, you know, I've been waiting ukuthi kahle uNtunja ungena nini ngoba mina ngifuna yena, mina ngifuna uNtunja. All right, can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, Ntunja, but originally I'm Amanda Kosi.
Yes.
And I go by the name of Ntunja, which was named by Usoto.
Oh yes, yeah. No, mfethu wenza umsebenzi omuhle yazi. Bengingazi ukuthi mina ubuye uname laphansi.
No, it started as a nickname, you know.
Yes, got stuck on me.
Yeah. No, manje sengizwe okuningi ngawe, sengizwe nokuthi uke wenza la wadlala kulomdlalo uthi Nail. Tell me about the experience and tell me about the play. Bewungani lo mdlalo?
Well, it was in 2010. It was my first professional stage production, to say. So I was audition. Ngafika auditions ngacula Zwelibanzi ngoma ethi Petros Khoza Show. I sang that song. The next thing I was in tears. That was an emotional wreck. Fast forward, I got the part. It was him. It was about crucifixion of Jesus in modern times.
Yes.
Yeah, I played different characters there, so I was really one. So my character being more candy, but Isintu has always stuck by me because there's a song saying to which is more than it's all on. Where Isintu was leading the song and Nisu. So I think that's where it was really.
Can we hear the song? Yeah. Plus uzwelula now.
Uzongibheka.
Nisho nami ngikhona.
Oh yeah, lele mama yo. Isolo. Lisagabi. Isolo. Lisagabi.
Siyabonga, unephimbo man. Yeah, so without any waste of time, we're very asek isikhathi, nisebenza no Babusotobe la. There's a new single enizo-release nge-26 July. Tell me about the experience, one of working no Sotobe. I know he's a living legend. He has done a lot for Tina, and being at his exposure. How does it feel?
Well, for me it's an honor because I respect him so much. Like he saw something in me that I didn't see myself. He believed in my voice at the time. I didn't believe in my voice because I always sounded different. So when I had to go to because I wanted to sound like my man, but he would push me with, yeah, do this thing, you're gonna do this thing.
The world is not ready for this voice, for the treatment that Ntunja is bringing.
Yeah.
Because when you're listening to her, for a minute you're thinking of Tunokwe, for another you're thinking Usunhlongo, you're thinking Judith Sikumu. She's got this old but new voice that is ancestral, that is African, that is Inalando.
No, man. So tell me about the experience with Amountela Queens.
Buningi asikhuluma nje just don't have enough time.
Exactly.
Sakhuluma ngizwele I need to do it until I say
sure. Yeah.
Njengoba ngisasho ukuthi is the one who believed in me. And ubengepha ama-gigs.
Sure.
Kancane nje amancane avelayo ukuthi abantu bazoyenza. That's where my confidence
grew strong.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Ngathola ama-Hotel Queens 2013. I've been with the Queens ever since. Ngingamboni Sotobe.
Yeah.
But Ntunja sisekhona.
Oh yes.
But each and every interview ngiyenza abangibuza ukuthi Ntunja wabani ngisho ukuthi libuya kephi ka.
Yeah.
So 2 months ago, then said Springs Theatre workshop, you were there as well. And he was like, hey man, I'm doing this documentary. I need you just 2 songs. And then one thing led to another. The next thing we know, we're working on EP.
Wow.
And for me, I would like to call myself an Evan Zulu.
Sure. Oh yes.
But I've always longed for that thing as a case it's
sure. It does a car.
Yes, a car. That's where my family is from, but in a schooling up. So having him on my side,
That's strong.
It's
that time they teach us.
So umfundisi okukhulu and with the song in Yasabeka weZulu.
Sure.
You know when you sing, sometimes you just sing and then we put lyrics. Like we're celebrating Zulu or they're not celebrated. Like there's no one who's telling our stories and to the next generation. Because you know what? So while you are which is game, I need to celebrate that, so celebrating it in a song indlela futhi to preserve our language because it had session sesikhuluma isingisi kakhulu siyaluza who we are and where we come from along the way. So uyasabeka weZulu, it's a reminder yabantu ukuthi lalela la
khona lento
we are the mighty people, we are the mighty Africans.
Lalela
yini izinyaphinda kahle amaZulu ne yiwo ama-Israel yiwo ama-Israel walesikhathi man. Thank you so much for
for you to know where you're going, you need to know where you come from.
Sure.
So siyayithatha manje siyayifact. So nge-26 abantu abayithenga ngoma, they want to be disappointed. It's not about ukuthi sikhuluma ngamaZulu kuphela, celebrating ama-Africans as a whole, which
Sure.
at least there's something good eyayenzakala that
Yes, yeah.
we need to glorify as Africans.
Yeah.
Because the
We can conquer
inspiration
anything.
for the song, if I may just come in there,
Sure.
the inspiration for the song was the Battle of Isandra,
Sure.
where the Zulus defeated the British, and it was the first defeat of the British outside of Europe. They had never been defeated,
Sure.
and the Zulus annihilated them, and no one has ever celebrated that. So this song, we are Sabeka Wezulu, we are saying, on that day, you displayed that might of the Zulus.
Wow. This is powerful. This is very powerful. Uma ngabe le ndaba bokade ungayazi, bamba la sotobe usifundisiye namhlanje. If bowuyazi uthule nayo, awuyifake ku WhatsApp yakho, awuyifake ku TikTok, awuyigcwalisa umhlaba wonke. Bashaywa yithina laba. Yeah, bashaywa yithi man. Awusho.
And futhi siyacela kubalandeli basilandele with a page.
Thank you.
Ntunja.
Tell them.
Masaladi on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Sekhona, you need their support.
Yes.
Ngaphandle kwabo asikho.
Ntunja.
_Bhodla Masaladi.
Bhodla Masaladi. Ntunja _Bhodla Masaladi across all their social media platforms. Rantina, wazi ukuthola ku Daveytontv from Twitter, Instagram, you go to YouTube, wazi ukusibuka kahle. Very soon we are coming with a new baby boy, igama lakhe uRadio Vutha. We'll be streaming live. We'll be running our breakfast show with some friends in UK. Thatha kanjani wena? Kusekasi la labo clever eVutha 1520. Lalela each and everywhere la uyakhona. Mawufika uthi uvele eVutha. Bakoshipha sana. Kuzabili. Yeah. Thina siyazilawula mnise. No mongameli uyazi. NgeDaveyton. Asikho ispeech asithula ngemention kasi lethu. Yeah, baba, thank you so much. We bless the Lord for umsebenzi wakho. And I've learned a lot through you, ungazi wena. Like I said, I've attended my workshop uJeripowe. Behoste wena kuyi umuntu osifundisayo. I've came Springs to watch, many shows. I've seen a lot of my friends becoming celebrities through you. And thank you so much. And I'm so grateful ukuthi Ntunja uyibeke live namhlanje. This will be forever on our channel. Even after 50 years, your kids can still come back and say, "Oh, Baba, there's something wayenza kuNtunja," and she said it. We love you. May God continue to use you, and may you continue to be, this instrument that you are, and may God keep on using you to bless even many people. Nalabo benze kahle bangabuya, nalabo basazobuya. Thank you so much.
I'm humbled.
Yeah, good luck with the project. Lalela mina ngizoyistreama, and as soon as we launch Radio Vutha sizoyidlala.
Number one.
Yeah, siyabonga. May God bless you. We love you. Uyasabeka wezulu nge26 iyadropa. Thenga idatha ulisave uyezwa. Noma ngaze ngisho kuhamba network wona thenga idatha ulisave. Mhla ibuyi network siyastreama. Bye.